First Baptist Olney, want to make a couple of announcements. We will be having church tomorrow. Sunday school 9:30, worship service at 10:45 a.m. But we're going to make some changes tomorrow, and I wanted to give you some heads up on how those changes are going to work and how we're going to do church in this season of coronavirus, which hopefully won't last very long, because we're going to take some mitigating steps, and we're going to take this seriously as a church. And that way, hopefully, that whenever we do encounter this virus, we're already doing the sorts of things that will prevent it being communicated to other people. My perception of this virus and the reaction to the virus has really changed in the past week, and certainly changed yesterday when I saw President Trump and all of those business leaders, and listened to the Centers for Disease Control, and when I'm hearing these people speak, it's kind of changing my attitude from, hey, maybe this is overblown, maybe this is all overreaction, to maybe we need to really think hard about the consequences of doing nothing. So I want us to be vigilant in precaution and care, but I also want us to try to continue on as normally as possible. At our church, we want to try to still meet. We want to have prayer meeting. We want to have worship services. We'll change a few things that I'll mention here in just a moment, but we want to carry on as much as possible in a normal way. We want people to go to work. We want people to go to the store. We want people to do the things that they need to do. But we also want to make sure that we are thoughtful and careful about the most vulnerable in our community to this virus. I anticipate that we're going to have a lighter crowd. And so that's going to kind of allow us to take some extra precautions. I'm going to instruct our ushers and deacons who are standing at the door and greeting. I'm going to ask them to hold those doors open as you come in, so you won't have to touch a door handle. We're not going to pass the plate in the service. We're just going to have ushers that are standing there with plates, and you can do your giving that way if you wish. You could also do your giving online. So if you would rather just go online and give, you can go to FBCOlney.com, and there's a button for giving. You can hit that and you can give, and it's important that you do give. Now, of course, we're still going to be meeting, but we're going to understand that many people probably will not be able to attend our services. And we know it's important to keep to meet our budget needs. We know it's important to support missionaries around the world, to take care of salaries and staff that we have here at church, to do ministry here in Olney. We're going to still need to give sacrificially, and we're going to need to give cheerfully, even especially during this time when we're really going to have to ramp up ministry. In addition to all these precautions I've spoken of for our Sunday morning worship service, I'm also going to ask those who are older, those with very small children, and those who have immune deficiency conditions, or maybe if you're taking chemotherapy or doing some kind of treatment, I'm going to ask you to stay home. That's probably the best thing for a few weeks for you to do, because what we're learning is that y'all are the most vulnerable demographic to this virus. So we want to be extremely careful and cautious, and we want to love you through that. And if we can do anything for you, if we need to run to the store, if we need to get something for you, run an errand, whatever we can do, you need to call the church office, let us know, and we want to help you out. So that's what I'm asking you to do as a church family. I've wrestled with this, I've been concerned about this, and I've not been concerned for myself or for Melissa or for other people that I know that are sort of in the quote-unquote prime of their life, but we have a lot of people who fall into those categories that this disease can truly affect. And I want you to think about what it must be like to hear about a disease that has a 10 times more deadly death rate than the flu, and you're in one of the high-risk groups. So let's think about them and how, if that was you, how you would want people to treat you. Let's kind of golden rule that thing. The other thing I want to announce that we'll be doing is we're going to be canceling Team Kid this Wednesday. Now, I don't know how long we'll not have Team Kid, but we've got concerns about serving a meal. We've got concerns about our older Team Kid workers, the babies of the Team Kid workers. And what we're going to do instead is gather as a church for those who can come. We're going to have prayer meeting. And we're going to have our prayer meeting in the sanctuary where we can spread out, so there's really no risk or not as much risk. And we're going to spread out, and we're going to pray for our nation. And we're going to pray for people that are suffering from this disease. We're going to pray that God would be glorified and magnified through this, that this will open up gospel opportunities all over the country, that this will open up gospel opportunities right here in Olney for people to come to know Jesus, because they're asking questions. how dangerous is this? People are unsure. You can tell people are unsettled just by looking at the pictures of the Walmart shelves, and they're empty. Kind of put aside all the hysteria. Let's look at what the real danger is. And it really is to these certain groups who don't need to contract this virus. And so if we can all do our best to wash our hands, keep distance, not go places if we don't really need to, then we're going to come through this with a minimal impact here in Olney. And that's what we're truly hoping for. So if you're going to be here tomorrow at worship, I'll see you in person. If you're watching online, I'll see you on the internet, and look forward to seeing what God is going to do in this season and praying that He'll be glorified.